Greetings, thinkers. It's me, Quizmaster Jack, back again with Thinking Game Trivia and our 2023 marathon of Buzzword games. Like every other week, this is going to be pop culture and sports. 10 questions of each, starting out with the pop culture.
This song, which opens the album Urban Hymns, was built on a sample of Andrew Oldham's version of The Last Time by the Rolling Stones. This song's chorus says, "I'm a million different people."
Yeah, I sat on that. I thought it was Bittersweet Symphony off of Urban Hymns. I'm a million different people from one to the next. Yeah, I thought I should have. I'm so tentative on music questions on this, but especially when they say album titles. But Urban Hymns was just so familiar. Because I think I bought that album. Yeah, that was in the 90s. I was buying albums back then. Should have shot my shot.
In a film by this director, the teenager Kurt searches all night for the blonde lady he saw driving a white Ford Thunderbird. This director co-developed the THX audio system, which is named for him.
Oh, it's George Lucas. So that first one must have been American Graffiti. Because it was THX, because he did THX 1138. So that was... Yeah, because he did technical stuff. American Graffiti, and then on to some science fiction thing. I don't know if anybody's heard of it. It's... Somehow there's been like 10 movies about it, but... I don't know, just a little known thing that George Lucas did. I'm not sure you've heard of it. So I won't even mention it.
In Dark Souls 3, the man-grub staff's spell damage scales with this stat. This stat is represented by the last letter in Fallout's stat block acronym SPECIAL. In Final Fantasy X.
Oh, it's luck. All right. Just had to remember what the special was in Fallout. And it's luck. Increases your crit rate. Better crits, more crits. You have enough of it, you can get crit. What's that? There's one Fallout perk you can get that essentially just whenever you crit, the enemy explodes. But I forget what it's called because it's been a while since I picked up a Fallout game. Yeah, because I played Fallout 4, I didn't play 76. Yeah, I forgot there was luck in Dark Souls. Usually luck is one of those dump stats unless you have like a super luck-based build. It's just like, yeah, there's nothing there.
An 85-year-old actress with this surname serves as the National Outreach Director for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. A singer with this surname sang vocals on Santana's Smooth and...
That's Thomas. Because that's Rob Thomas, not of Wendy's fame, but of Matchbox 20 fame. Yeah, again, music from the 90s that I listened to a lot. Carlos Santana's reemergence as a pop music stalwart with Smooth featuring Rob Thomas.
The first season of NBC's Trial and Error parodied this docuseries, which was updated for Netflix in 2018 by Jean-Xavier de Lestrade. In an HBO Max adaptation of this series, Colin Firth played Michael Peterson. For 10 points, what series is about a woman found dead at the foot of the title structure?
Oh, is it called The Staircase? Or The Stairway? I'm gonna go with The Staircase. Okay. Yeah, that's that true crime stuff. Yeah, I remember seeing it. There was a thing on Netflix, and then there was just a true crime story that 2 different services decided to make into a series.
In this film, Thomas, an alcoholic captain who drunkenly praises communism, is played by Woody Harrelson. The influencer Yaya and other passengers on a luxury cruise are stranded on a seemingly deserted island in this Ruben Östlund.
Yeah, it's Triangle of Sadness, I'm pretty sure. I think that's the only thing that makes sense here. Oh yeah, because Woody Harrelson was the captain of the ship, the yacht, before it shipwrecks and becomes a class allegory. I think it's supposed to be a class allegory. Triangle of Sadness refers to this face area, I believe, right here. So when people get sad, you can see it here. That's all the knowledge of Triangle of Sadness I had. This completes my book report on Triangle of Sadness. Thank you for listening.
An interlude from this album describes a vision of my nails in the kitchen. 7 years after release, a track from this album became a Billboard #1 hit in 2023 due to an Ariana Grande remix. Die For You is on, for 10 points, what 2016 follow-up to Beauty Behind the Madness by The Weeknd.
Oh, you gonna want me to name a Weeknd album, huh? Not sure I can do that. Let's take a wild shot. Yep. Although Starboy is that... There's actually a Weeknd themed haunted house at like Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. And it was like, is just a weird crossover. And I think they said Starboy a lot in that. I have no knowledge of it. I only watched YouTube videos about it just because it was so weird that there was a Weeknd themed horror house.
The name of this food may have been coined by spelling-challenged cartoonist Tad Dorgan. This food, which can be dragged through the garden, is topped with bacon and cheese to make a Texas Tommy. Joey Chestnut excels at an annual...
Hot dogs? Dragged through the garden? Does that mean it has like... just... What would dragged through the garden be? It's probably got like onions on it, pickles, maybe lettuce and tomato? Pride of San Jose, Joey Chestnut. Big hot dog eater. Big eater in general. But very good at eating hot dogs.
This character is told don't let it happen again by his freshly resurrected father. His failings are the subject of the song I Guess I'll Miss the Man. This singer of Corner of the Sky is comforted by the leading player. For 10 points, what son of Charlemagne titles a Stephen Schwartz musical?
Whoa, what is going on? Who's the son of Charlemagne? I have no idea what's going on. It was Pippin. Again, I have no idea what Pippin is. I just know it's a musical, and I know I am incapable of learning anything about it. So whenever there's a musical and I have no idea what it's about, I just put in Pippin, and I get it right. It's the weirdest thing. It's just... All right, maybe this time, I'll learn about Pippin. Okay.
This character is urged to come home by her younger sister Drusilla, played by Deborah Winger.
Drusilla.
A 1970s theme song described this character fighting for her rights in satin tights. During World War II, she often rescued Steve Trevor.
That's good. That'll be Wonder Woman. Talk about Steve Trevor. Just to give him the most generic name possible. Steve Trevor. But yeah, that's Wonder Woman. Fighting for her rights in tights. What? Deborah Winger, sister Drusilla. Was that from the TV show? Yeah, it must have been from the TV show. Anyway, I think 120 is an improvement. Not by much, but an improvement for our pop culture. Would have had a much better week if they didn't ask about a Weeknd album. But that's all right. We know we're going to get music questions wrong. By we, I mean me. But we're all in this together. So it's all of us get in a van and head on over to sports. All right, everybody, out of the van. We're here for sports.
The governing body of this sport releases Sinclair coefficients, which enable comparison between athletes at any size. Georgia's Lasha Talahaj won gold medals in this sport in the plus 105 kilograms and plus 109 kilograms weight classes.
Wrestling seems too obvious.
Olympic sport consists of the snatch.
Yeah, it's weightlifting. I think I had the opposite thing on the wrestling question where I buzzed in early and said weightlifting. So we bucked the trend and made sure to get this question right. All right, could be any team here. I'm going to say baseball.
An NFL Films microphone recorded this team's head coach telling players keep matriculating the ball in an upset Super Bowl win over the Vikings. Under coach Hank Stram, this...
I think that's the Chiefs. Yeah. So at least this Vikings trauma was from before I was alive. So I wasn't around when they had like 4 of the best defensive players ever on the same team and didn't win a Super Bowl. But yeah, early Super Bowl losses from the Vikings, those were, I think, both. A couple of them were from the Chiefs.
2 athletes with this surname compete in team formats with Jason Kokrak and Matthew Wolf on Smash GC.
What?
A golfer with this surname, who is the most recent player to defend a U.S. Open title, won the 2023 PGA Championship.
Oh,
For 10 points, give this surname of Live Golf brothers Chase and Brooks.
Oh. Okay. I thought there was trying to be other clues in there for other sports, so it was going to be a less unique name. But Koepka is pretty much only golfers. I didn't even know there was a second Koepka. But giveaways are giveaways, and when they say Brooks and it's a golfer, it's Koepka. I'm going to say MLB for this one.
In a championship season, this team had Norm Charlton and Randy Myers in its Nasty Boys bullpen. This team got wins in games
Nasty
1 and
Boys.
4 from Jose Rijo in a World Series sweep of the Athletics. For 10 points, what NL team won the 1990 World Series with outfielder Eric Davis and shortstop Barry Larkin?
Now it's the Reds. That was the 1990 was the last year I wasn't into baseball. The Twins won in 91 and I fell in love. Also broke my arm during that playoff run. Fell down the stairs. So I remember watching a playoff game in the emergency room, holding my broken arm. Probably NBA now.
In 2008, this team lost in the first round to the Jazz after winning 22 straight regular season games. In 2004, this team beat the Spurs when its 2-guard scored 13 points in the last 35 seconds. In 2004, the Magic traded Tracy McGrady to, for 10 points,
what did they send McGrady?
what NBA team, whose stars included Yao Ming.
Okay. Yao Ming only played for one team, the Houston Rockets. Yao Ming, the tallest player in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame.
A tennis player from this country won bronze in men's singles at the 2020 Olympics. A 19-year-old from this country won the 2022 U.S. Open, becoming the youngest man ever to top the ATP singles rankings. For 10 points, name this home country of Pablo Carreño Busta, Carlos Alcaraz.
There's Spanish. And I bet that last name was going to be Rafael Nadal. But I'll take an extra point for getting in on Alcaraz. This one pretty much has to be hockey.
This team won a Stanley Cup with the first U.S.-born captain to do so, Darian Hatcher. Opposing goalie Dominic Hasek argued that the crease rule was violated on a Stanley Cup winning shot for this team by Brett Hull. For 10 points, what NHL team relocated in 1993 from Minnesota to...
More Minnesota sports trauma. Talk about the Stars. We're the state of hockey. I'm not the biggest hockey fan, but for Minnesota to not have a hockey team is ridiculous. Back to baseball? Nah, probably back to football.
In 2023, a pitcher for this NL
baseball.
team broke his own record by recording his 200th strikeout in only 123 1/3 innings. In 2022, this team went 78-37 after May 31st and had MLB's only 20-game winner, Kyle Wright. Spencer Strider and...
Okay. A team doing really well in the last few years? Wonder who that could be. Probably the Atlanta Braves. So we're in the midst of 2023 playoff baseball right now. And all of the ESPN articles about will this team win the World Series as I go through each team is how could they possibly beat the Braves? Even the one for the Braves is basically how do they beat themselves?
Both this head coach and his former assistant, Chris Finch, won titles in the British Basketball League. This D-League champion coach later won an NBA title in his first year coaching a team with Pascal Siakam. For 10 points, what recently hired 76ers coach won the 2019 finals with the Raptors.
I don't know who the coach of the Raptors was. Maybe it was Tyronn Lue. Nick Nurse. Nope. Was never getting that one. All right, so we'll finish off with another football question.
A 2019 elbow injury to this team's longtime starting quarterback resulted in starts by an undrafted rookie out of Samford named Devlin Hodges. In 2022, this team benched former Bears QB Mitchell Trubisky in favor of...
Was the Steelers. Let's go with E's in the right place. Pretty sure that was the Steelers. Trubisky went to the Steelers. And then he got benched to put Kenny Pickett in. And then I think Kenny Pickett's injured right now, and the Steelers are kind of a mess. Really testing whether Mike Tomlin will coach until he decides to not coach anymore, or if he'll actually get fired. We'll find out. They'll probably still be in the mix somehow. Because they're the Steelers. They're just always in the mix. Anyway, that's it for sports. Hope you enjoyed this mix of trivia as we continue through into the final 10. If you enjoyed watching, engage with the channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, watch other videos on the channel. And if you like this format of Buzzword, you can head over to neqt.com/buzzword and check it out for yourself. That's going to be it for me this week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you down the road.